Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today on Channels Television. I'm Sheung Okimbaloye. How can the budget of a nation be missing? Can anyone be playing games with such a matter as crucial as a nation's budget proposal? These are some of the questions on the lips of many Nigerians when the story of a missing 2016 budget document went viral. Over several days, more facts begin to come in on the real issues surrounding the matter. We're told the budget document is not really missing. That means what President Muhammadu Buhari presented to the joint session of the National Assembly may be different from what the lawmakers may eventually sit to deliberate on. And now there are talks that we may have a new and an old version of the 2016 budget document. What are the implications of this? And what are the real issues behind all of this matter? Well, that is the thrust of the program tonight. Welcome. First, let me take you on a quick drive around some of the top political stories of the past week. The Bayelsa governorship race may have been determined for now as a winner has emerged after what turned out to be a very rigorous conduct for the INEC, for example, in the exercise. So PDP Seriake Dixon will return for another 4 years. Well, let me show you some of the figures of that particular election. Seriake Dixon polled 134,998 to emerge a winner in the election, where Timi Presilva of the APC came behind him with 86,852 votes. Well, take a look at a breakdown of some of the other figures in that election. The total number of registered voters, 654,000. But at the end of the day, only over 200,000 people came out for accreditation. And out of that, about 10,000 people did not come to cast their votes. That means over 230,000 people came to cast their votes, and valid votes came to 225,520 votes. The invalid one are 6,647 votes. Well, the governor has since received his certificate of return. This certificate of return is the authentication of the fact that he won the election, and as soon as the time for swearing in comes, he can be sworn in as the governor of Bayelsa State for another 4 years. Of course, he's the incumbent governor of the PDP, from the PDP. And now the APC candidate, Timi Presilva, says he will challenge that particular exercise in court, and he believes that the difference between the winner, that is himself, and the winner, the PDP candidate, is way more than the number of the cancelled votes, I beg your pardon, is way more than the difference between the two candidates, himself and the PDP's Seriake Dixon. Well, and from there to the southeastern part of the country, it is perhaps the toughest senatorial election in Nigeria, which the appeal court has now nullified and ordered a fresh conduct. The election of Senator Uche Ekunife of the PDP, then under the platform of her party in the Anambra senatorial election, was nullified. She has since moved to the APC. Now more twists have come into the race. Let's take a look at the parties and their candidates. Let me bring to you some of the top parties in the exercise. In Abga, there are talks, okay, from the PDP. Let's take a look at there are speculations that this man, the former governor of the state, may run in that race. And of course, there are also talks that Ben Obi also might be running. A former minister under former President Goodluck Jonathan, Osita Chidoka, also maybe running. Or of course, those are speculations. All the people there under the PDP platform that may be running to get the ticket, Sylvester Okonkwo and Obiora Okonkwo. But that's out there, the woman whose election was nullified. She's now moved to the APC. But let me tell you now that she's going to be in a tough race with the national women leader of the party, Sharon Ikeazo, who is also seeking to get the party's ticket to run at the election, the central senatorial election, if you can see some of the film of when those two candidates are jostling for, that's there, Sharon Ikeazo, that's the Uche Ekunife there, who was of the PDP and now up to APC. Sharon Ikiazo there, the woman leader, national women leader of the APC, who is now seeking the party's ticket to run in the Anambra Central Senatorial District. It's going to be a very, very tough one. It poses to be. Well, of the APGA is Chief Victor Ume. You know him, the national chairman of the party. Well, let's get into the main issue of the day, shall we? What are the real issues behind the budget document? We have joining me in the studio the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abdulrazak Namdas. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much.
Since President Muhammadu Buhari got into office May 29, there's been a lot of talk about just how well he can relate with the legislature, which of course that arm of government is very important. And one of the importance of that arm of government comes to play here at the issue, on the issue of the nation's budget. And when the budget came, a lot of people talked about it. As the president presented, he says the budget of change. But now, there were talks about the missing budget. Tell me, was any document of such missing on the floor of the House of Representatives, at least?
First, I must admit that the relationship between the executive and the legislature, I think it has been very cordial. When the supplementary budget was presented by Mr. President, it was seriously taken into consideration. And for us in the House of Representatives, the copy led by Mr. President himself on the 22nd of December is still available to us. And I think the Speaker had cause to even display copies of the budget for the members of the public to see. And we still have that particular budget. And by the special grace of God, this is the budget that we will be discussing this week in the House of Representatives.
Of course, I know that is a big house. Of course, your own platform, the House of Representatives and the Senate. A lot of talks, of course, I know you've heard about what is the real issue with you. Nigerians will want you to tell them the truth. You're the spokesperson, of course. I know you will want to defend the National Assembly. But tell us, what are the real issues about the, in quote, missing budget?
You see, the fact is that the National Assembly, as you all know, is made out of two chambers. And I cannot go to the Senate to make a discussion. I cannot contribute to their debates. That is why even when bills are initiated from the Senate and are passed, it has to be sent to the House of Representatives for concurrence, and the same vice versa. And therefore, if we have a budget document in the House of Representatives, that's the one that we have, and that's the one we can talk authoritatively about. And I said, number with that terms, that it has not been changed, and no portion has been changed, and nobody has even written letter in that respect. We have that document, and believe me, we are going to discuss that. We have taken the budget as a matter of priority.
All right, if any portion of that budget is, the executive, for example, wants to change any portion of that budget, what are the procedures to go through to make that change?
I think, truly, in the first place, the budget is not a document of the legislature. It emanated from the executive. It's only when it is laid in the House, in the chamber, it becomes our document, and the Constitution empowers us to now discuss the budget, to be able to dot the I's and then the T's, cross the T's. This is our duty. The budget must not just go back the way it is. But now the budget has not even been discussed. It has not been passed into law. And if Mr. President wants to make any changes, he can write to and make some amendments.